Hi, I'm Stavros. Good morning and welcome. In today's video, I'll be taking the Volvo FH500 out for an economy drive. Just how good is this truck on fuel? We'll be grossing 44 tonne on the Volvo. So I'm here at the Irish Professional Drivers Championships here in Kilcullen at a Circle K petrol station. So yeah, it's on behalf of the European Professional Drivers Association. So they are picking an Irish team to compete in Croatia at the championships on September 8th, 2022. So there'll be about 18 people chosen today to compete in that big competition in Croatia. So one of those assessments is to drive this Volvo FH500 on an economy route. Just how good are they at driving this truck economically? And not only that, but there are rigid trucks here, vans, buses, and I'll be taking you around some of the stages that they have to compete in, and they'll be judged on 10 different skills stages here dotted all around this petrol station. And yeah, I'll just show you that after I go for a test drive in the Volvo. So let's see how the Volvo performs on fuel. Okay, let's hop inside the Volvo just to remind ourselves what they look like on the interior. The red seat belts, just like their sister company Renault. Yeah, this has the double bunk set up, Globetrotter cab. Yeah, big escape hatch out through the roof, and your tachograph, and yeah, for the interior lighting there. So let's start it up and just check we're in neutral. Yeah, on the I-shift gearbox. Here we go. Yeah, so we'll be judged on one of these trips here. So trip 1, trip 2, trip 3, and we'll see how we do. This guy didn't do too good. 7.65 mpg and used up 19.8 litres of fuel on that run. Anyway, we'll take it for a test drive, see how it does. Okay, off we go on the Volvo on the economy driving. 53.3 kilometers. And just keep it rolling. Yeah, so they're judged on the time it takes to compete all 53 kilometers and how much fuel you use. And yeah, I'll see how I do on the drive. So yeah, from the 12.8 litre straight 6-cylinder diesel engine, 2,800 Newton meters of torque. Okay, yeah, so we're heading out onto the M9 junction here. Yeah, we're just tip away down the hill, use the weight to push us down the hill, but at the same time join the motorway at a decent speed. Okay. Sorry, the windscreen has a whole load of flies in it. It's a bit dirty. Yeah, so it's a 6x2 Volvo. As I said already, we're grossing 44 tonne. And we'll just take our time, we'll get it up to 80 k's. Or maybe a bit higher, 90. We're trying to use little fuel here, but at the same time do it in a decent time. So yeah, it's a kind of a balancing act with all the drivers today. So I was asked to take part in this competition, but I just wouldn't be able to dedicate the time. It would require, what, 3 days in Croatia and another day after today. So yeah, it's a lot of time for drivers taking part in this competition, but some drivers are willing to do it and they enjoy doing it. So maybe one of you watching might want to take part again. So the maximum torque is developed between 900 RPM and 1250 RPM. I'm going to use my engine brake now, 3-stage engine brake. It's not a retarder, so it's not as powerful as a retarder. Okay, we need to go left here. Yeah, so the Volvo's feeling the weight there now, just pulling away Yeah, so I can change the mode buttons. Yeah, so I am in economy mode. So the Volvo will definitely feel the weight here now. Yeah, so I'll just foot to the floor now. This is foot to the floor. So yeah, you can definitely feel the weight. I'm in 10th gear already and I'm only doing under 50 kilometers. And now we're just going to be going downhill, so 11th gear. So obviously the truck is set up not to be able to over rev the gears in economy mode. So that is the objective of economy mode, that drivers can't be, you know, foot to the floor. And then there are some transport operators that will actually take off some of the more powerful modes, so they won't be available to the driver, so the driver is forced to drive in economy mode. So that can be programmed in to some of these gearboxes. But one thing I do notice about the Volvo compared to the Scania is the narrower windscreen. I would prefer if that windscreen was bigger and that you had more vision down low. Out the side window here, it's great visibility, it's good and big. It would even be slightly bigger than the Scania S-Series that I drive. My knee is literally at the level of the window here. Almost the same as the Scania, but it goes down further here. You've better vision down here on the Volvo. But just a bigger windscreen is needed. And do away with this. Like, what is the gearbox doing here? It should be up on a column stock, like almost every other truck manufacturer. So get rid of this and put it up on a column stock. This, like, what is this? Taking your hand off the steering wheel and changing gears, like, what? You know, come on Volvo, move on. This is years ago, like. So get rid of this column stock, job done. Yeah, so one thing I do like about the 6x2s over the 4x2 is the stability in the bends. It's very much noticeable, especially with the weight that we're carrying. You can notice that stability, and that's what I really love about 6x2 tractor units. But I'll have to fuel up more regularly. That's what I wouldn't like about driving these trucks. I'd have to fill up twice a week as opposed to once a week on the Scania with its 1370 litre tank capacity. A lot of people watching these videos would say, oh, you can't drive any other truck without mentioning Scania. Well, that's because I drive a Scania. So, like, I can't help it that I drive a Scania. If I was driving a Renault, I'd talk more about Renault trucks, or a DAF, I'd talk more about them. But yeah, one thing you can notice on the front axle is it's a bit more jittery compared to one that would be full air suspension on the front. Yeah, now I was talking to a transport operator in the UK that has both one of these trucks and an FH500 dual clutch, and he tells me that there's no difference in fuel consumption. The dual clutch is no more economical, and that's because when the driver hops into the truck, he's foot to the floor, it's going up through the gears all quick, and most of these guys are not owner drivers, they're just driving for a company, and it's just foot to the floor. They don't care about fuel consumption. And yeah, so in some cases it wouldn't be more economical, the dual clutch gearbox, and it's probably 4,000 or 5,000 euro more anyway to have it. So yeah, we're just going to continue driving on our route. Let's keep going. We're approaching the Circle K coming back on our route, and I'm literally coasting down in N mode at the moment on the gearbox. So yeah, I'm just going to completely leave my foot off the accelerator, and just to see how much I can roll up the hill on the slip road here now. Okay, foot completely off. There's a hill here, grossing 44 ton. I have a funny feeling I'm going to have to get on the brake pedal fairly soon. I'll use the engine brake. Foot still completely off any pedal. And now I just press the brake pedal. Okay. So yeah, you can use the weight to your advantage when it comes to coasting. And we'll just get to the finish line here. Okay, they've just gone back out in the Volvo just for another economy drive. So these are my results. So I did 8.27 miles per gallon over 53.3 kilometers, and I use 18.2 liters of diesel. So is that good? Is it bad? I think it's, it's all right. It's not bad. So we have the horse van here. They're just going to offload a horse now. I have to ride the horse in between two cones. Then I have a lasso, and I have to lasso Barry, and then I have to jump off the horse and wrestle him to the ground. How many points do I get for that? Okay, so the pads are on the ground. You can see the pads there. So the driver has to judge the length of his chassis by going onto the pads. So how well can he judge it? Oh, not too bad on the front anyway. The back, yeah, you see, look, there's the back pad. So he's a bit off, but this is part of the judging process. So he came over here, put the pads out, and then this is done just to judge the length of the chassis. But he didn't do too bad. I think he was only a foot out on the back axle. Okay, now he has to judge the bicycle. Okay, the distance 1.5 meters, and now they're going to measure the distance. How is he going to do on that? Yeah. Okay.
He's in the distance.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's bang on.
He's within the distance. He done well on the bicycle. Okay, now up to the next stage. He has to knock the red pins in between the green pins here. Now bear in mind that the driver has not driven this bus before, so this bus would be new to him driving it. Can he do it? Oh, he's doing well, he's doing well. Yes! Well done, well done. He's got two more to do. Okay. Yes, well done, well done. Now this driver's doing quite well. Now this one is a little bit easier. He's not turning the wheel as much. Yes! Yes, well done, well done. Excellent. Okay, 10 different stages, as I said already. Now the next stage is the bus has to pull up here and pull right up to this airline just to see can he judge the distance back to the rear wheel of the bus. Okay, so let's see how close he can get to the airline on the back wheel. Just judging on the rear view mirror. Oh, he's a bit off there. He's actually way off.
Way off.
Okay.
Out of bounds. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's quite a way off on that one. Okay, the next stage is the fuel cap. So he has to pull up as close as he can. So just imagine this is a very short fuel hose. Well, he has to pull up and get as close as he can. And if the fuel hose won't reach, well then it's a fail. There is the fuel hose. Okay, we'll measure the distance. Is he within it?
He's not out of bounds, but he's below average.
Okay, we're just running down to the next stage here. There's a height stage, so they have a pole down here with 4 different tape markings on the pole, and the driver has been told the height of the bus, and they have to be told which is the lowest of the markers that the bus will get through. So we'll have a look, and then they have to reverse up to a barrier as well without hitting it, and yeah, we'll see how he does. Now he has to show these guys what height he thinks the bus would get through on its lowest point of these 4 markers. Well, the important thing from that stage is that if the driver was going under a bridge, he would have got under it. So yeah, he judged that one quite well on the height of the bus. Now this is a bit of a tricky one. The driver sitting there is looking at these 3 spaces, and he's telling the guys here which one he thinks, or which 2 he thinks the bus will go through. So me standing here, I think that one, and this one's probably too narrow. So that's what I would say, but It's up to the driver. Anyway, he has told them which gap he thinks it will go through, which two, and now he's reversing up to this barrier. Let's see how close he gets to this. Now this could be quite easy for the driver because he's going to judge it on the shadow on the bus. So with the sun literally coming straight on the barrier, look at the shadow line. So this could be actually quite easy and an advantage for the driver. So in his rear view mirror, he's probably already looking at this shadow line here and then judging the back of the bus. So let's just see how he does. Okay, as close as he can. Yeah, there's the shadow line. Okay, if I were him, I'd keep going on that shadow line. Okay, I think he's leaving it at that, is he? Yeah, I think that's I think he's stopping. Yeah, so that is within 1 meter. Yeah, so that's a pass anyway. Okay, just like the driver did on the front of the bus, knocking down the pillars in between the green ones, he now has to do it with this red one, with the back of the bus. So he just has to knock this over, and that will be a pass. So I think this should be okay. Oh, hang on. I hope he doesn't knock this one with the angle he's hitting it at. Oh, oh, oh no, 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 no. Oh, it's wrong. Oh, it's a fail, it's a fail, it's a fail. Okay, so that was an actual pass for the driver because he hit the red one and then that knocked over, but then it ended up knocking over the green one. But as long as you didn't hit one of the green ones and knock over them with the bus, then that is an actual pass. So yeah, unlike the Scania driver competition where if you knock the red and it knocked over a green, that would be a fail. In this case, it's an actual pass for the driver. But the driver hasn't been told that yet. He'll think that he has failed this, but yeah, it's a bit clever the way they've done it this way, just the judging. So there you go, that was a pass on that. So they are the 10 stages. So best of luck to the Irish team competing in the Irish Professional Drivers' Championship in Croatia, September 8th, 2022. Going to be a huge event, 23 different countries competing as we watch the rigid driver there competing in the pads on the ground, judging the length of the chassis. So yeah, I really enjoyed my time here today. I do hope you enjoyed watching the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and I'll chat to you all again next time for another video. Take care, thanks for watching. Cheers! And there's a very nice Harley Davidson here as well, which I will be doing wheelies in. Now, I get bonus points if I put the Harley up on fire. There is a fire engine here to extinguish the fire, so all is good. Where the proper bikes are. 2 Suzukis, yeah. None of that Harley American